Pouring in anyways.
Right.
Hey
Coming in.
yo, what's going on, guys? Caller, and you're here. Raptor, thank you for joining. All right, guys, we're gonna wait a few minutes. You can see Mark is here with me. Say what's up, Mark.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Yeah, let
What's
us know, guys. Yeah, preliminary. I just want to do this real quick. The reason why we jumped on early is I want you guys to let me know if you can hear him and you can hear me. We're crisp. The video looks good. Let us know how things are, and then we're gonna start the show in about 4 or 5 minutes. But we can just shoot the shit now.
pretty much? I mean, we're already here.
We're already here. Oh, by the way, before we start Street Fighter talk, Mark, how did your Warriors do yesterday?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that, bro.
What's going on, Karma? What's going on? I can hear you guys. Perfect. Thank you, Raptor. Appreciate it. How's the sound quality? Is it okay? All right, awesome. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it. We got a lot to talk. Oh, thank you, Goonies. Damn, man.
I
I
just
got
realized
headphones in.
on Discord though. Like, I am a little blurry though. I just realized that on Discord. So
Yeah, he's a little blurry, guys. I don't know if it's my end or what the deal is, but
kind of weird because
it
when I
is
look
kind
on
of
my Discord on my end, it looks fine. Like it literally looks pretty fine.
Mark
That's
was
really
saying you're too
weird.
loud. I'm gonna put you down a little bit. All right, let me know if Mark's good now, Goonies. I put him down a little
Like,
bit. What's going on, Jeff? Look at this. We got the squad rolling in. I love it. All right, guys. So here's the agenda for today. Okay, we're going to be talking about literally everything. All right. If Mark is too loud, let him know, and Mark can reduce his volume, and hell, I can reduce his volume. Hold on, I'm gonna do that right now.
or I'll shut up.
No. You don't shut up. You're here for a reason. Uh, yo, what's going on, Fat Bubba? Let me know, guys. Is that better for Mark? Mark, can you talk a little bit?
Talk a little bit.
Drop a beat. Come on, you gotta do a little hip hop.
I'm trying to see if I can, like fix, I guess, this camera quality because seeing it now, it's like, damn, I am blurry.
Yeah.
It's like
Again,
it's like my webcam is like some old Android or something or Samsung.
all
When
right,
it's
all right.
really not. It's not
Yeah,
okay.
that's better. Okay, cool. Okay, so they're saying it's better. So sound quality, we're good. All right, guys. Thank you for jumping on earlier. I appreciate it, guys. So we got a lot to talk about today. I mean, there's a lot going on in general in the gaming community, specifically our game, Street Fighter Duel. We have that to talk about. We're going to talk about the new collaboration that just was announced today. We're going to talk about the future of our channels and some of the games that we're going to be playing. Um, he's using dial-up. You're not wrong. I don't think he's wrong. Um,
Pretty much.
we're going to talk about the different accounts we're running. We're going to talk about the community, Discord. We have a lot of stuff to cover here, guys, and we're going to go as long as we possibly can. Right now, for me, it's 11:15, 11:14. Mark, it's obviously 3 hours behind for you. So first and foremost, guys, I want to thank you for jumping on and joining us. Number two, I want to thank Mark for taking the time to do this as well. So Mark, I would like to introduce you real quick, and then you can go ahead and give your own spiel. Is that okay?
Yeah, no worries, man. No
All
worries.
right, cool. So I didn't do an introduction for Mark, but here's what I'm going to say real quick. Okay, so when Mark joined the Baldies Eden Gaming Discord, I touched base with him because of my whale account, and he was a car fanatic YouTuber who became a gaming YouTuber, right? So Mark was one of the pivotal reasons why I jumped on back into YouTubing. So thank you, Mark, for pushing me to come back and do this. And I recall actually one of the comments in the first video you hosted me on, and my face wasn't there, it was just my voice. Somebody said, "Tell him to do content," and I think one of your push and your audience's comment kind of made me want to come back. So I want to say thank you very much for that.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I'm glad that you were able to come back from YouTube. And honestly, like it was a really good comeback. What,
Yeah.
2,000 subscribers in like 1 month? That's some unreal numbers, bro. But that's how you
Yeah,
know.
it was nice. It was nice. It was nice to see for sure. But I have to say, like, first and foremost, guys, like in terms of Mark himself, like he's one of the most genuine, real dudes I've ever met. So if you have not, most of you already follow both of us and subscribe to both of us. But if you have not, please subscribe to Mark's channel. Check out his videos. They're real. They're honest. They're from the heart, and they're actually really good. So please subscribe, like his content, and then we're going to be doing more of these collaborations a lot more as the time goes on. And yes, Niners gang, I love to see it. Thank you, Justin. So Mark,
Exactly.
let's start off with what's most important. okay, about today. When we decided to talk about this, this wasn't even a topic until today dropped. So
Right.
Dante is now coming to Street Fighter.
Mm.
I want to talk about, let's talk about generally. What do you think about this collaboration?
Um, man, it's kind of hard. It's literally it's bittersweet. I like Dante as a character. I'm a huge Devil May Cry fan. Problem is, most likely you're going to be spending roughly between $500 to $1,500 if you are going to be trying to max him out. That's already a guarantee. If this is a collaboration unit, the game is either going to give you one copy or two copies, and that's it, right? What are you going to
Mhm,
do with those one or two copies? I don't know. It's probably just going to be in your box.
mhm.
It's up to you if you're gonna want to spend to get them the SSS or SSS plus five. So I know you got Monster Hunter Ken SSS plus five, but for me personally, I stopped at SSS. I feel like for me, I didn't feel like wailing more just to get the plus five. I know it is better stats, but
Not
at
by
least
much.
SSS, and by not that much, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But I feel like for me, for collab characters, I'm literally just gonna stick to just SSS because even with Akuma, with the special currency, it was like more than it was expected that what you just
Yeah.
spent for him to just get to SSS to begin with. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, so if I'm gonna try to go for collab characters, it's still a 50-50 for me to get Dante. I'll stop at SSS. There's no point for me to max them out to plus five. I will try to max them out through cars and all this other stuff, but that's just me. For me, though, the upside, because it's a collab, which I'm hoping that they'll do, is the trial, not the trial run, but the loner. Like, remember
Yeah.
Loner Cat?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really hope, I really hope they have Loner Dante because that was a huge plus for them to put in the game. The fact that you can actually use him for everything, like arena, pushing chapters,
Hmm.
Supreme Tower.
Hmm.
So, like, that was a huge plus. I mean, I understand it is just for 3 days, but you could do so much in those 3 days.
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. And
I
I think
really
that was
hope
actually,
I really hope they put that back
yeah. And
for
that was kind of my complaint. Sorry to cut you off there. About the
Good.
Ken. Like, I love the fact that they gave us for 3 days, but the event lasted almost 2 weeks, right? So I was like, so now, like, I really hope they learn from that and they give us a version of him longer to trial. And not only that, but like for people myself who aren't spending anymore, I'm not planning to get Dante maxed out. So what I'm gonna end up doing is using the trial version to do a showcase on how good he is. Because here's the real thing. For me, I think the ideal way to tackle Dante as a character in general, from a consumer perspective, is to look at it this way. First off, how is Crunchyroll and the devs doing this, right? Like, they're releasing characters that are so wanted and hyped so early. Is it worth spending, like you said, $700 to $1,500, right, to max out a character? So, for example, let's do the quick math, guys. Right? You love Dante as a character. I love Dante as a character. I love Nero. I love Virgil. I love Trish. You name the whole DMC cast. I played every single game, destroyed every single game. Here's the problem. I can play Dante on every platform, on every game, on every system for less than $1,500, and I own it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But not only do I own it, but then I also can play Virgil, Trish, and Nero as well, and a whole storyline, and not an idle game. So my issue here stems from the fact that some of these characters were legendary characters in the other games, which people could spend $100 and that's it, right? And that's a legit thing, because what a legendary brings to the fold is the fact that you keep your consumers happy, right? And then you also have a longer game's lifespan, because the way they're dropping these collab characters, it seems like let's put as much hype into this game as possible and then see if we can bait everybody into buying this and then move on. And I'm scared of that. I really am, because I love this game. So I feel bad that they're doing it so quickly. And it's funny because one of the whale guys on I think you know him, T-Main, right? So shout out to him. He was like,
Hmm.
"This is my boy. It's too early though." And T-Main is a bigger whale than me, and he's already like, "I can't do this." All the whales in our guild are like, "We can't afford this. This is not sustainable."
Yeah.
So like, it's gotten to the point where like, as much as I'm hyped for the character to drop, I'm not gonna get him maxed out. So like, the hype for me dies. So, but you made an interesting point, because people don't know this. You and I had a chat and we recorded this video 2 days ago and it messed up. But you
It
made a
just
very
sucks.
interesting. Yeah, it sucked. But you made an interesting point in that conversation, and I want to bring it up now. You said that this game can be beaten by the OG characters that they already give us, that we can max out just by that. So, for you personally, is the game more important, or are the units more important?
See, that's the thing though. Like, what I was telling you personally, this is my first idle game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's literally, it's not just the units. I just feel like because you don't want to get bored of the game, you
Yeah.
just want it to progress, and of course, you're gonna be excited for something new. Everyone is, and it doesn't matter if you're gonna purchase the character, get the character. You just like to see new content. And that is what the game is honestly bringing you, whether you like it or not. The game is providing you new content every single week. That's what's great. That's what's going to
Mm.
keep the game to keep progressing. People are comparing this game already for like to AFK Arena or all this other
Yep.
games, but you got to think about it. AFK Arena is like a couple years old now.
Yeah.
For the people that are saying, "Man, I could do so much in AFK Arena. I'm not even spending this much." It's because you're playing the game now when it was released 3 years ago. So now you're gonna. So what if Street Fighter Duel, if it lasts for that long, which I hope, right? If it, let's say 3 years from now, all these events that you can do because the game is, not as new anymore. Are you still
Yeah.
going to be playing the game? Is new people going to continue to play the game? So it really just depends. I like the game because it's simple, it's easy to understand. It's something that you could just play for either 30 minutes or 3 hours. It's really up to you, and the progress, it's with you. Like there's no right or wrong way to play the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, it has your favorite characters. um, it's easy to pull every single character. The hard part is maxing them out, which is very typical about any gacha game, right? But what's nice though, even though you don't have everyone SSS or maxed out, at least you can say, hey, I have this character. Like, I'm not trying to compare it to a different game because it's a whole different game. But me and you've been playing Honkai when it arrived.
Yeah.
I was saying the other day, like, you feel more excitement pulling for a character because it's so hard to pull for this character. You know,
Yeah.
compared to this game, it's so much easier to pull for this character. The only problem, you need 14 to 24 copies, depending how you want to max out this character. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because like one or two units is useless. But
Yeah,
I
and I
feel
agree
like
with you. Yeah.
that's the game though. Like that's the unfortunate part. Unless they could lower down the requirements of dupes for you to max out the character, then of course the game will get better that way. Less people would complain. It's just knowing, or the people knowing the requirements to get them, especially collab characters, right? um, you get one or two units or dupes or copies, and you're spending so much resources knowing that, fuck, I need like 12 more, I need 14 more. How is this possible?
So here's the
Characters,
thing,
they
like,
lower it down.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, and I don't know, it's okay, and I agree with you. Like the dupe system obviously is quite a bit, but that's where I was mentioning the legendary characters coming in and making a massive difference, right? Like the fact that you
Yeah,
need to get X amount of infernals or masters, and it's only through divinity, like, or you buy them. It's a massive like shot to the face for a lot of people. Like, and let's be real, as much as I hate to say this, the whales keep the game running, but the lifeblood of the game is free to play because whales don't play games if it's just bots, realistically. And
yeah,
and that's how, if you look at any psychological um person who creates games and creates monetization, they know that they need 4% whales or 5% whales in a game. Even 2% sometimes is more than enough, but they need 80% minnows to dolphins to free to play for the whales to squash, for their egos to continue going up. Because
yeah,
if they start seeing bots in there, it becomes useless, right? So my biggest fear in this game is what's happening now. And if you look at the last Budo battle, right, it's actually a great indication of how many live players there are. The first one we ever did, there was over 500,000 participants, and that's
yeah,
globally, right? This one now, it's gone down to 200,000, close to 230. So that's half the
yeah,
player base cut in a month and a half. And that's a scary thought. And to make matters worse, we're still not getting any signs of, like, you know what, maybe the devs are looking at this the wrong way. But I think the way they're really looking at it is, hey, we're okay with a small player base as long as the whales continue to whale and making us money. The free to play will come, and it's crazy because this is the life of a gacha, right? Old players leave, new players come in. It's kind of like it's unfortunately like the yin and yang situation where like there's a good and bad side to it. So fresh blood will come in not knowing what's going on, and let's be real, most people don't watch YouTube. They don't
Yeah.
watch YouTube for this game. The majority of the player base of this game is playing this blindly. They don't care. They want to log on, and they actually treat it what it's supposed to be, which is an idle game. A lot of the hardcore players like us, we forget that it's an idle game. That it's a game about patience. It's a game about just sitting back, letting things come to you over time. We play it like it's an MMO or an actual RPG game. So and I think there's a huge difference between the way hardcore gamers see this game and why they're so passionate about it, and then there is the majority of the population who just don't give a fuck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're just here to be like, yo, I'm here for 5 minutes. I want to get my dailies. I want to get my summons. I'm here to get my resources. I'm out. And they don't even play the game right. So they're stuck at, level 240 for 3 months because they don't understand where to buy breakstones, how to advance with them, because again, they're not hardcore gamers. And it's really hard right now for me as a content creator to be like, the devs are doing everything wrong because it's an idle game. But at the same time, for the hardcore gamers, they're doing everything wrong, right? So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like they know they're getting players to come in with these hype units. Most people won't spend. There's only 2% of whales. But then for the hardcore players, they're fucking it up because we're like, yo, we can't take this anymore. We want to leave. So I don't know how you feel about that. Like, I don't know if my views have personally gone down drastically for this game. And I'm being
Yeah.
real with you
Same.
guys, right? Same, right?
Same.
Same, right? Exactly. So, and I
Yeah.
think it's taken a dive because most people who watched us for Street Fighter Duel. Now they're not watching us as much anymore because they're finding, hey, there's better things, there's greener pastures out there that are way cheaper and will actually respect my time and my money. So Honkai Star Rail, for example, we got Wuthering Waves coming out very soon. We've got Blue Protocol coming out soon. Diablo Force coming out soon. Street Fighter 6 is coming out soon. So
Yeah.
like they need to really consider the community and the longevity of this game. And I'm not saying make everything free to play friendly. That's not the point. You'll never make money. But at least be a little more
I think,
strategic, right?
yeah, I think honestly, the only thing, if I was them, like, I feel like you can still make this game pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is just drop down the prices. I wouldn't mind spending $9.99 100 times instead of spending $99 10
One
times.
time.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
Because it's
absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
more and more people will just be interested in that. Like they got to look at the player base. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have a player base of people that are 20, 30, 40 years old playing this game that have a lot of money. Sometimes there's going to be kids that using their parents cards, so it's
Mm-hmm.
just like not everyone can afford everything that the game is throwing at them. And and I'm sure everyone that plays this game knows, something new pops up in your screen every 5-10 minutes of progression saying, hey, buy this, buy that. Hey, do you need this? There's 1,000% off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a way, they are great deals, right? But it adds up. And then
Yeah.
if you can't control yourself, because it's easy to purchase in-game currency, right? It's just literally a click of a button and it's just there. You don't
And
really think
that's
about it.
and
So
that's
you
the
look at
thing.
that bank account, you're like, damn, did I just spend this much already? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So
And that's a huge problem. I think we talked about this, right? The fact that like I gave an example yesterday. I'm going to give the same example to you guys watching, okay? And I actually, while we're talking, I actually want your opinion on this. So while we're chatting here, guys, let me know what you guys think about what you guys actually think about the collab. What do you guys think of the state of the game? Because here's my example of how I treat this now, and I want you guys to just kind of picture this, okay? And I said this in one of my other videos. So I said this to Mark yesterday. He's a car guy, so I use a car example. I said, okay, my favorite car is an Acura NSX. Love those cars to death, okay? Let's say Dante is your Acura NSX, and he's finally here, and you're like, oh shit, only Crunchyroll and Street Fighter Duel has this version, and I want it. So you walk into the dealership for this NSX. When you walk in, it's the only dealership that has it. There's 1,000 boxes. All of them are covered. One of them has the NSX. The rest of them are empty, or shit that you don't need. Let's say a Pinto fucking Ford, Escape, whatever the case is, cars you don't want, right? The person comes up to you and says, okay, listen, there's no pity here, so it doesn't matter how many times you pull for this car, but each time you pull, it's $1,000. So you can either get it one shot in 1,000, or you can get it, in 1,000 shots and pay so much money. And then you get that car, and then you're finally reading the lease, and you're like, oh shit, it's a lease. I have to give this back when when my time expires. And that's kind of what I'm worried about for a lot of people, right? And I've been saying this for a long time. I've been preaching it for a long time. It's just like, you got to be careful. Yeah, thank you, UMG. I love my NSX. And Ryan, I'm also hyped for Dante. Like, I think we're all fairly hyped for Dante at this point, right? But it's like, you got to think about that, right? In 2 years, 3 years, when this game shuts down, is it worth your hard-earned money to get this character, or do you play free to play? Yeah, and that's the thing, Fire, right? And he makes a perfect point. We would all legit spend on this game if it wasn't out of control. And Mark, you made that exact point, right? Let's just be real with it. And game is a cash grab, and then a lot of people are saying that, and you're not wrong. At this point, you're not wrong, right? But with that being said, even if you don't get Dante, are you still going to enjoy the game? For me, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what'll happen? The difference is the event won't be quite as enjoyable because Dante makes the event for Dante, right? But once the event is over and the dust settles, do I need Dante as a character? No, I don't really need him, right? Because maybe Sea Viper or maybe someone else will be better than him. And we need to do that comparison. We need to compare him to other people as well, right? To be like, is he actually worthwhile, or is it just a skin that makes people hype? And that's my take from this, Mark. Like, the game won't change for me with not having Dante. But for a lot of people,
what's
it
so
does.
funny? Well, it's so funny touching about that topic, bro. Me and you are considered the whales, and it's so funny. We don't even have Akuma SSS.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's like it's like
No.
we're here just like still covering the game, but the main character that people are spending and trying to max out is a character we don't even have.
Yeah.
I just find
Yeah.
that quite wrong too.
And,
But
and,
it shows you don't really need the character, though. You don't really need
no, you
every
don't need
single
them. You don't need them.
Yeah.
And Kabuki here on chat made a great point. The ceiling to maxing out characters is too huge. You're absolutely right. And everyone should get Dante to SS for free at least. And I agree with that. And here's the reason why. If you get Dante to SS, at least you open up his fighting spirit and you don't have his vehicles. So right away, the free-to-plays don't have that much of an advantage over anybody else. The whales still have the advantage with the vehicles. And I agree with that totally, Kabuki. I think that's a great point. And it's one of those things where you have to, like, from a business perspective, I know they're trying to make as much money, but again, like, would you rather make $100 for 5 years or $1,000 for 1 year, right? And I'm talking about the devs in this case, and it looks like they want to do $1,000 for 1 year versus $100 for 5 years, right? So it's kind of like, what's their goal here? And I think it's scaring a lot of people.
Yeah, because like the thing is though, either way, I understand like how you were seeing it, right? Like it is kind of scary to look at in the Budo battles how much of an audience or how much player base we still have getting cut in half. But in the end of the day, like for me personally, this was the first, I guess, gacha game that I joined a community in. Like all the gacha games I played, I was just a casual player. So I just log into the game. I don't know that the game was dying. I'm just playing it because I like playing the game.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I'm not going to be looking at a certain game like, oh, I'm not going to play that because everyone's quitting. If I enjoy the game, I'm going to play the game regardless. I spent money in this game. You spent money in this game. So I shouldn't be shunned upon for still playing the game or supporting the game, but they see it like that. Like for the people that refunded the game or whatever, right? They quit the game. I don't understand. You quit the game, but you're still on the Discord or you're still on wherever, still talking about this game. If you don't want to, if you don't like the game, then just move on, But in the end of the day, it's like, it's your decision. It doesn't really matter if there could be just a player base of 100,000 people. Hey, if the player base is 100,000, that's better for me to be in the leaderboards up there, Like that for me, personally, just playing the game, I enjoy it. I want to continue to play it. Like it does get kind of, I want to say boring, but it's easier to complete because, or the dailies and all this other stuff, because me and you spent enough to progress far in the game where we're pretty much chilling. You know, we're literally idling. We're just collecting dailies. We're still leveling up pretty fast on our characters. The only unfortunate part is just any new unit that comes out. That's going to be the problem if we can max them out or not, depending on what resources we have, or if we really even want to spend money to max
Right.
them out.
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
the only problem with the game that everyone has. Like you can still play this game, beat it without any collab characters. You don't need any new characters. The pool that of the this game right now is enough for you to literally progress as far as where you are right now, chapter 39,
mhm.
right? 39, 40,
Yeah,
almost
39,
40.
40 or something. Yeah, yeah.
The only different character that you have is Monster Hunter Ken.
Yeah.
Some bigger players don't have. They'll say, "Oh, you have Vega, or you'll have Bison, Jen, Rose." You can get those free to play. The only problem is it'll take time, which is a couple months. I'm not even gonna say weeks, couple months for you to max out the characters. But
Yeah.
if you've been doing a lot of the Tarot events, you can get a lot of gens, a lot of Rose, which is a good. I for me personally, Jury, I have her as an S on my main account. I don't even have her as an SS or an SSS. I've been wanting to
Mhm.
use her, but do I want to spend money to get her there? Not really. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get her at the city shop, one copy, I guess every month, unless I have enough, I'll just refresh and use the 1,000 gems, right? Refresh the shop and just purchase her every single time. I'd rather do that. Like if I can get the character as a free to play style, I'd rather just get it like that. There's no point. The
Yeah.
only thing that's gonna make me purchase now at this point is, I guess, of course, the collab characters. Because after the certain amount of the event, they're gonna go away, and how are you gonna be able to get them anymore? So that's the only problem.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about some people are asking some questions here. So hold on, let me quickly answer some questions, Mark.
Yeah.
Calderon, I'm gonna get back to your comments in a second. So first question was Jawik. He asked when do I get T2 agility engravements? I think it's stage 28. You have to finish it. Let's get that one out of the way. That's an easy one. Stage 28, you should be able to get T2 engravements dropping. Fire has a good point here. A bit of a mental aspect people won't get over in regards to staying in various socials, but quitting the game. He's right. A lot of people just like the community, and you know what? Let's be real. Toxicity and spilling the tea is what a lot of people live through in the internet world. That's what like keyboard warriors is a real thing, and a lot of people feel heard in a community even if they don't play the game anymore. And we're going to get to the Reddit section of what we talked about before. That's a big part of what my point was about that. Bobby's asking what other characters are in other versions of Duel that we don't have yet. Is Dante the only collab? So the only versions are Dante and MH Ken in all versions, CN including TW. But there
No, so
are
there
other.
was one. I gotta stop you there.
Oh, sure.
So on the creator, I think I honestly don't even know what happened, but it just when this certain guy, I think he just does Spanish videos. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I clicked on it. He actually uploaded a new collab on, I think, in a Chinese version or something, but
Okay.
it's Saint Freya. There was like
Oh, is it?
six collab characters that he
Oh,
showcased.
wow. Okay,
I
Sensei.
don't know
Okay.
if I don't know if Dino told him to take it down because I don't see it there anymore, but it's still on his channel. Um,
Interesting.
I was hella
Interesting.
thrown off. Like it was literally so many collab characters. It was on Street Fighter Duel. He was showcasing the skills of it. I'll probably look for the video and send it to you personally and on
It
Discord.
sounds
But
good.
it threw me
If you
off
have it,
because
if you have it, we
it
should
was
watch it
it was
here.
let me
Like we
try
can
to
show
find it.
people what you're talking about. Because if people want to see other people, we can show that. So I think that's
That's the thing that I'm not subscribed to this guy,
okay.
so
Okay.
I don't
So
even.
no problem. No problem. So and that's good. So there are more collab, and we've been told by the CR rep, obviously, the fact that they're looking at more collaboration units coming down the pipe that aren't Capcom related. So Saints IO is a great example of one that's not Capcom related, but is anime related, right? So who knows? Maybe we'll get more as well if the game lasts that long. So real quick though, I want to go back to Colron's comment here because we talked about wailing to beat the game. Um, because he said he made a really good point. Like, what is actually beating the game? So let's be real. Okay, so you get first place in arena, you get first place in final showdown, you get to 41, stage 41. You're collecting idly, right? You get number one in all the event ranks. Is that really finishing the game in this? Is there really, or is this a mindset? Right? I think personally it's a mindset, right? I think it's like, eventually that stage 41 is going to become 43, 44, 45, 50, because essentially all they need to do is put a background and various numerous teams put together, and voila, you got 5 team versus 5, and it's unlimited content. Okay, so I don't think
Let's
there
hear.
is a way.
Sorry, bro.
No,
So
no, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm gonna show you right now, so I could tell you about this.
Okay.
Try to showcase it on your YouTube, or not
Yeah,
YouTube.
send it to the DM, and I'll put it
right
on.
here. I just DM'd it to you. But to touch bases on what you were just talking about while you're looking it up and putting it on the thing, pretty much beating the game. There's no way to beat the game. The game is going to continue to keep going. Reaching first place doesn't.
Oh! I think Mark, you're crashing. Oh, Mark crashed. I think it crashed, guys. Sorry, one sec. We'll get him back in a sec. I'm gonna just get that link for him though. Discord crashed.
Disconnected.
Yeah,
you got disconnected.
Hold on. I got you. There we go. Okay, hold on. You're back. Hold on. Before we talk here, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. So this is one of the reps, right? That is on the. Let me move my face for a sec. Sorry, Mark, your face is gone as well, just so you know.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You see the video though?
Yeah, I see it. I'm putting it on right now. All right, so this is the video, guys, that shows other collab characters. I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick for you guys, so everybody can see it. Mark, if you're watching it live, you'll obviously see this as well.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I think your volume got a lot lower for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but.
Okay. You can't hear me right now?
A little lower. I'm gonna put you higher on my end though. Try now. Say something.
Say something.
No, you're still low. Are you guys hearing Mark okay? Okay, so here we go. Here's a character. I'm gonna back up just a bit. Let's go further back. Okay, so he is. Here we go.
Listen up.
So, like, I think the first half is the same Freya game, but if you go in the middle of the video, that's where it goes straight to Street Fighter Duel.
Yeah, this looks like.
Because I think he's showing like 2 different games. Yeah, it kind of threw me. That's why it kind of threw me off when I first watched it. But there, yeah.
So there's Athena, and this is Street Fighter right now.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to this man.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. It hella threw me off. I'm like, what is this? Is this still the same game we're playing?
Hold on, I'm gonna pause, guys. I'm gonna put Mark's volume back up on my end. I think that's probably why. 1 second. Nope. Should be good.
Can you hear me now?
Let's go back. Yeah. Let's see if this is better now.
All right.
Saint Seiya is an anime, a very old school anime, by the way, guys. Here, let me move my face out of the way so you guys can see this man. So shout out to him. I think he's part of the Content Creator Club as well, which we're gonna touch base upon, guys. We want to squash some rumors here about the Content Creator Club, but so let's go through some of these. I'm gonna just fast forward. Here's some of the skills. Captain America shield throw. Okay, so this is a Pharaoh. Oh, this is Sagat Pharaoh. So we know this is not a collab unit. This is more of a fashion unit. This is also collab unit right here. That's kind of cool. And see, this is what I mean. Like these units, for example, in the CN version's been going on strong, and it's still been around. This is the monkey. Like, who is this?
I know. That's I don't know. But like when I just saw these characters, though, it's just like, damn, like this is nice. Like the fact, like these are all characters, I guess I'm sure for the event. But when I was watching this video personally, it was me thinking like, damn, like if they release all these characters in one day, how the hell are we gonna?
Okay, hold on. So people here are saying, like Kabuki XL here is saying they ain't collab characters. These are original characters in the Chinese version. Okay, yeah, like this, for example, I know is an original character in the Chinese version, or a fashion version, I should say. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Like Sukong is also a monkey. He's probably a. Okay, so we're saying that these are not characters who are collabs. So we're saying these are original Chinese units. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense now.
Okay, that's good. Well, it's because I don't read Spanish either, so it's not like
right. No. Thank you guys for clearing that up.
Yeah, that's
no. That makes sense. Hold on. Let me Go back to
All
full screen.
right.
Okay, so no, thank you, Mark, for sharing that. Either way, though, at least we know.
Yeah, at least you know. I mean, it was very interesting on my end. I was just like, who are these characters?
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of cool. Um, yeah, they're not collab, they're original characters. So there you go. So Wukong is, yeah, they're Greek gods, and Kabuki, thank you for noticing that, because I noticed that as well as soon as we got started going through. I'm like, some of these are Greek gods. Like there was the god of wine, there was Athena, a Greek god. So, anyways, Mark, thank you for sharing that. Either way, I'm glad to see the differences that there are. Okay, so let's get into something else real quick. We talked about community for a second, okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about. I want to ask the audience or the viewers, okay, and this is honest, guys. As the viewers, I want your honest truth here. How do you feel about the quality of content creators for Street Fighter Duel? And I want an honest answer. Like, do you guys feel like Street Fighter Duel is represented well from the content creator perspective? Do we give the name of Street Fighter Duel a good name compared to like how other people handle their games? Do we have a reason to give it a good name? And how do you guys feel the content is? Is it lacking? Are you guys getting what you need? And this is, I just want honesty from the viewers, and I'll tell you the reason why in a second. So let me know, guys, in the chat section. And Mark, the reason why I'm bringing this question up, of course, is we talked about the content creator program, right? And I feel like we market the game as content creators more than the devs do. And I think we give more honest perspectives, and we give more feedback, we give great feedback to the devs that maybe they do listen or do not listen to. And I think that it's a resounding voice as a community that we feel the same way about a lot of the things, right? So I feel like the content creator program that we're in, I want to just squash some rumors real quick. And Mark, you can jump in anytime here. Some people think we get paid for it. We don't.
Nope.
There's literally zero benefits, guys, for us being there, except for, actually, no, I take that back. There's two benefits, okay? Two benefits of us being there. Benefit number one is the fact that we get to post our videos in Discord.
That is pretty much.
I mean, that's a crazy benefit to me. And benefit number two is we get announcements that are sometimes false and sometimes true from a Crunchyroll rep. Obviously, it's not his fault, because he's not a dev, because they changed their minds, obviously. As a bonus, so like for example, we knew there was going to be a collab unit dropping, so we got that notice in advance, but we didn't know who the unit was. But a lot of us guessed it, obviously. So that's the second bonus.
Yeah.
The third bonus, of course, is the fact that we get to collab with other content creators, and we get to know each other a little better. But outside of that, I mean, Mark, unless you know something that I don't know, we don't get paid. We don't get any benefits. We don't get test accounts. We don't get gems. We don't get any, bonuses for being a content creator in this content creator program.
Right. So the thing is, like, speaking with a certain someone, I can't really name drop because, right? But I'm sure people would piece it together. Personally talking to him, he is trying to make way to reward content creators, like in the content creator program, to be beneficial for covering this game. Because of course, like you said, we don't get paid, right? But I was talking to him about, like a test account, right? Like a test account, or giving us an opportunity to showcase a new unit, their max potential. So not just certain individuals, it could be all the content creators that are in that group, but the product management team on the actual game side, they're not really agreeing to that. So if it's like if it's this one person just telling a whole team of devs to make it happen, it's kind of hard. Like, people got to realize that, this certain person doesn't have all the power unless you are, like, I guess, the literal creator of this game. But what's great, what he is doing, I know it's backlashes, like I'm siding with him on this side, as in he's actually also stepping up for us.
No, for sure.
Like,
I agree with you.
He's doing it in the background. Like, he's not here bragging about it. He's not here talking about it.
No, he's
but
great.
I know that he's like actually working something for us creators to get something in this game, to make it enjoyable, not just for us though, but to be benefited for everyone else that's playing this game. But this one certain person cannot change the aspect right away.
Yeah.
maybe a couple of weeks, a couple of months from now, which I really hope. But I'm still hopeful for the future for this game. I'm hopeful for the playing. I still log on. You guys see me live stream all the time. I'm here creating new accounts. The reason why is because I'm just trying to find the different perspectives of playing this game. When I first started this game, I learned how this game was being a whale. Created free to play accounts to just see how it is the lifestyle for free to play. And at the moment, my recent free to play account is trying to see how, like, I'm doing it in the background, but I'm also like live streaming every now and then. But I'm trying to see how far I can progress and reach the steps of honor on the 28-day mark. It's not going to be my main account, but I just want to see how fast can you progress. Like if you have a really good reroll account and how much you really want to push every single day, how much resources they're going to give you with the events included. I don't care that there's going to be people that's going to pass me in the steps of honor because they're going to be spending money. It's just I just want to see in my perspective, and I'm also going to be making content about that. Is it really is it really an accomplishment as how far you could get in the steps of honor?
Yeah.
It is an accomplishment because if
Mhm.
you guys are free to play, knowing there's no bison, and you're in a stage where you're not even supposed to beat it, the fact like it took me, I believe, in the first day, I was in round 99 or round 99 in the Supreme Tower. It took me literally like almost an hour of retries just to clear that stage to get to level 100 on my free to play account. But this is my very first day with just using, my level 90 or level 80 C Viper as my main damage dealer, B Zang like level 60 or
Yeah.
70. So it's crazy how far you can progress in this game through RNG, but it also takes skill as well. The skill
Yeah.
and timing, that's pretty much it. If you
Yeah.
can time it correctly, then you're
But
golden.
it becomes repetitive as shit, unfortunately. Like after a
It,
while,
it,
you're just like, I'm tired of seeing a spin. Like, please fucking do something else. And real quick, Mark, I just want to go to the viewers because they had a lot of good points. So let's go back to the initial question was, how are we doing as content creators? Now, guys,
yeah,
let's be a little respectful, okay? There's certain content creators that I know you have strong feelings about. I'm not gonna call them out. I have good relationships with a lot of them, but I will read the good comments here, okay? So let's start off from the top here. Okay, so you know what truly amazes me? This is from Nathaniel. You know what truly amazes me? That Crunchyroll, all of their kind of being annoying about the units and being stingy, but when people get Bison to SSS +5 or any other characters to +5, as long as we have one copy of the collab character, we can unlock substitute fighters. Although I wish it would be for 2-1 ratio. So yeah, you're right. So Nathaniel, like his point here is we can get the normal characters up to SSS +5 without having to pay money. You're absolutely right. And I think as stingy as they are with the new characters, Mark and I made this point earlier. You can go as far in this game as you want with the old character. So great point. Let's go down here a little bit further. Now let's actually talk about the content creators. Okay. So Darren, thank you so much. Fat Bubba, thank you so much. They said we love you guys. Need you to stick around. Nathaniel, quality's 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, so Raptor, well, honestly, in my opinion, I enjoy the content. I watch whenever I can. The quality of the content is good. That's great. Colron, you're a content creator yourself, so shout out to you. Go check out his channel, guys. Support the man. He has great content, and I think you're honestly undervalued in this community. So I really hope uh, people jump on to your channel and actually give you some love. And same with Mark, guys. Please jump on Mark's. Most of you watch both of us anyways, but in case you don't, check out Mark's channel and give him some love too. But um, Colron makes a really good point. I personally, on the CC side of things, don't want to just recycle what everyone else does. I think this is huge. Okay, I'm going to get back to that for a second as a content creator, okay? Karma, thank you. Let's see, there's a couple more here real quick here that I wanted to talk about. So Fomp says, I'm legit surprised there's many content creators for this game. You guys are carrying it more than CR, and I agree with you. And I think a lot of, and this is what bothers me a little bit, is I think a lot of gaming studios understand the power of a content creator, right? Because they
right.
can, like, whether it's from a review or just a negative review, a positive review, or just even a little bit of light from a big content creator can boost your game up. Like,
Yeah.
not to
Just
name drop,
being
but
honest.
look at someone like Asmongold, right, who played Final Fantasy 14 for the first time. He brought in like millions of players that would have never touched the game, and the actual developer Yoshi P went to him and thanked him. Like, and I mean that is crazy to me. So if people like content creators are bringing people to your game, there should be some sort of incentive for us, right? Let's just go down here. Sorry, real quick. I mean, let's see here. I'm not going to touch anyone's names. I'm trying to avoid that. So Vikov said, push more F2P content to balance out your content. It feels like it's heavier on the pay to win perspective. I'm going to disagree with that.
I wanted to touch upon that real quick.
Okay.
So
Okay, go ahead.
a lot of people that comment about like, oh, why should we listen to these whales as that are pay to win? Teach me how to become a free to play player. My answer to that, when we first started this game, when I first started this game, how the hell am I going to understand the game and get far enough to even talk about the game if I didn't, of course, spend to progress? No one told me to do that. I just did that on my own, where I found out so I could teach, not just teach, but like talk about it with you guys when you reach that certain perspective. It's hard to just get through the game. I'm not saying fast enough or far enough, but what drove me to become a content creator is just to show you guys this is what's going to happen when you get here. This is how to get here. Oh, is there like an optimal way to do it so you don't have to spend money? That's where the guides come from. You could argue and say, yeah, you could still reach that as a free to play, but if so many people are gonna make content of the same thing, especially when the game is like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because like you have to make videos on YouTube to understand. Like, I'm not saying you have to be first, but for you to actually get your content out there, it has to be content that no one already seen. And then that was my thought process, is making content for Street Fighter Duel, because in my mind I'm like, you know what, I already progressed pretty far in the game in such a short period of time. Like, I'm just slowing it down now. I'm changing perspectives from pay to win to free to play. I know my knowledge now how to get the characters maxed out faster, or what should I do to optimize having more characters, save my gems. So listening to a pay to win whale, it doesn't mean that they just don't know how to be free to play. We do know. We just end up spending the game, and then they're here commenting about, hey, you have a pay to win account, you have a free to play account. Oh, these guys, it's funny how Crunchyroll, blah blah blah, is telling these guys to show the free to play side because all their content is just pay to win. It's not like that. No one is really showing us or telling us to show anything. The content creators are just showing content how it is in different perspectives in people's lives. And of course, free to play, everyone's going to want to watch how to go through this game as a free to play, because not everyone has the same money as each other. You know what I mean? For you to spend 4 or 5 figures in this game comparing to someone that only spent $25 or $100, it's hard to compare. It's hard to, but when you're free to play, of course, everyone's just like, okay, you're playing this game with $0 in your account, right? So for me to get there, to progress, like in the beginning, of course, like I said, I always preach this to everyone. I literally dove into this game with head on first. I did not realize how how much I even spent in this game, but I just, in my mindset, I didn't care. Like, I just liked this game. I just wanted to play it. Game came at me, but the more I played this game, I'm like, man, is it really worth it to spend so much so fast? Like, I wanted to see if there was an end game that answers back to your question. Is there a way to beat the game? You are never going to beat this game. The fastest thing that you can do when you're spending money is just to get good characters or high enough characters to continue to progress. But you will be stuck in paywalls, or not paywalls, but chapter walls, where you're going to be like, damn, I cannot get through this stage, which happened to me so many times, going against a Sea Viper, going against a Dalsim, going against a Bison. Of course, it's gonna make your mentality like, man, like I really just want to level up my characters just so I could beat this stage. But I realize it's like the purpose of this idle game. You are supposed to be stuck in that stage because you have to, either log in or do your dailies and wait, if you don't want to spend money, of course, right, to progress. And I never understood that. And I feel like the people that are jumping in this game, of course, they heard Street Fighter. So, of course, like, oh my God, a mobile Street Fighter game. I want to play this game. Have never played an idle game before, and that's me personally as well. I've never played an idle game before, so I don't even know how the game was supposed to work to begin with. But since I know now, that's how I make contents to teach everyone about, you know, like this is how you're supposed to play this game, or hey, you can do this instead. You don't have to make the same mistake as me. Like
Well,
I
so
remember, yeah. Mhm.
sorry to your point, and and I just want to bring this out. So the first video I made was a comeback video, right? That was like, hey, I'm coming back March 24th. That was like my first video. My second video was $13,000 spent on this account. CR gave me a title. The Crunchyroll title was me being stupid, right? If a lot of people haven't seen that, uh, you guys can go back and check that out. Okay, so I'm with you, Mark, 100% on this. And this is how I've tackled most of my content in the past, and I'm not doing it anymore. Because I used to be like Super Whale and then make guides for everybody. Because the way I see the game, I see any game that I play, the way I see it, I just hit my PS5 like it was like just a jug of water, like it's nothing. It's like a $500 system sitting beside me. I don't know why I did that. Um, my wife's gonna kill me if it breaks. By the way, she bought that for me. Anyways, my point, the reason why I wailed always in the past is because the way I saw games is I always see games top down. I never look from bottom up. You know what I mean? And by that I mean like I want to know ahead of time, am I spending my time and resources on the right characters? So for
Right.
those people who are saying like we'd like to see more free to play things from you, I mean I drop free to play content all the time for you guys. All my inverse worlds has been, all my stages have been free to play. I got up to 2040 free to play. Currently working on that. I think I made Setsu no Hado versus normal mode free to play. I think all my stuff had to be free to play. Um, sorry, I was reading here. I would have to disagree. You don't need to wail or tell people to wait to pass on a stage if you listen to those type of. Yeah, no, no. So I don't know Kabuki who that's about. I'm just explaining my perspective on things. So the reason why I make content the way I do is I try to do top down because I think knowing who to max out and spend your resources on is vital for free to play. Because let's
Right.
say people made tier lists from thin air, right? People made top 5 characters from thin air. Just like, oh yeah, no, I believe this character will be here because here's their skill set. But they've never got that character to top tier, and they don't know how they function in a testing environment, right? So this is where I take pride in my work because I sit there sometimes for hours and test characters out in different formations to be like, okay, I have an SSS +5 character with all vehicles. FS30. Let's see how they function versus another FS character, right? So I think it needs to happen where there are people out there that can test like that because we don't have those testing environments. If we did, I believe
That would be so much
I
easier.
believe a lot more accuracy will be out there. Because let's be real, and again, we're not going to name drop anybody here, but the content you guys have seen for Street Fighter Duel, there is a very big difference between accurate information and misaccurate information, and then there's a fine line in between, right? There's a good fine line where people are like they're they're good for the most part, but sometimes there's misaccurate, and that's just human error. It happens, right? But I feel like with whales as content creators, I'm not saying as players, because you guys know I don't promote spending money on this game. Um, I think that at the end of the day, it's important to have those kind of content creators to let you know where to point your hard-earned resources towards. So I think it's
Right.
unfortunate that a lot of whales get bad rep who are trying to help the community through testing. But I think that's just the nature of the game because whales pay, and most whales are egotistical. Most whales have, a persona they need to portray in a video game, and I think that gives us a bad rep. It's kind of like taxi drivers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when Uber came out, all the taxi drivers were pissed because Uber's taken over, and then everyone's like, all the taxi drivers like, why the hell are they taking over? Well, like because you gave yourselves a bad name. Even though there's a few good ones, most of you guys just suck at your service. So
Right.
you have to have a little bit of both. It's great to have people who create free to play content, but it's also great to have whales. You need to have a good balance of both.
Right.
You know, so
And the thing is,
that's my
like, sorry, I'm just
go
gonna
ahead.
tap into this guy's comment. Picovo have yet to see a pay-to-win player use manual play consistently good. High-level free-to-play players can see through the nuances whenever we watch pay-to-win try to progress with free-to-play. So I don't really understand that comment because when you mean by manual play, everyone it's everyone's using the same thing. The only thing you're using manual play is to just interrupt the combos. What like there's no good or bad way to do it. It's RNG in the end of the day. You could time it perfectly, but if it's either like a lag or something, and it's your character still dies, it's the game's over. So I don't understand like how can you use manual play consistently good? We don't just
Yeah,
auto. Like
and
when you watch me live stream, like when I'm playing my free to play account, you see me do retry so many times. I mean, I could time it perfectly, and then people see like, oh, how did you still lose that? Like you timed it correctly. Like there's no right or wrong way to play manual. So I just wanted to comment on that. I don't understand
yeah,
what
yeah, no,
he's.
and that's a fine comment. I mean, to each their own, right? I mean, like he has a valid point about a lot of pay to win players.
Yeah,
We have we have you and I personally have played free to play accounts. I'm at 2040 in 26 days now, 27 days or something. It's not my main
yeah,
account. I'm only creating content, but I now hit 220 Viper. 2040 is a breeze now. I almost finished it today and I stopped because I want to record it. But like
right.
personally for me as a whale, like when I'm fighting four teams now, I have to do manual play. And I'm not
Yeah,
doing B Zhang anymore. B Zhang's one part of my four teams. I'm using Gen now to do interrupts. I'm using massive AoE and super combos now to do strats. I'm using speed combos now. I'm using EX moves for charm, including street poison for charm. So yeah, I agree with you, Mark, on that comment. I think that's a little bit of a shot in the dark, but I
yeah.
do agree that there are a lot of whales who don't know how to play manual. But I don't know if that was directed to us, Ficovo. But anyways, just I'm not picking on anybody. I think it's important
Yeah. I just
to
wanted to
talk about
talk
that,
about
right?
that one. Honestly,
Yeah.
like we were saying, the farther you get into stage, especially chapter 30, 36, right? Is it
Mm.
36-24 when it's like the two teams? I think I'm in chapter 36 now, so I beat that. I was on stream that night when I was there, literally like almost an hour of trying to redo, just trying to get to that second team, right? And I screwed up because you know how you were telling me in our very first conference call, pretty much of this on YouTube, when you were showcasing your three team, when you were already in the three team stages when the game pretty much
Yeah.
came out after like a week or two, right?
Yeah.
You were telling me don't press retry or don't tap your screen too fast because it's just gonna go straight to the main menu. I fucking did that, bro. And all in my hard work of clearing the first stage without my bison, without or no, without my beast zang, without my fashion blanca, because I was using like an unorthodox team. I had like
Yeah.
I had my bison, I had Rose, I had my Chun Li for the speed, and I had Elena as the healing. So the fact that I beat that first stage, because I was saving my fashion blanca and my beast zang for the second team, because of course the damage is right there to make it a lot easier to clear. And when I got that, I was like, man, this is like this is like some RNG. I wasn't even supposed to clear this first round,
Yeah.
but when I was so close to beating it, oh my god, I screwed
I
up, and
know.
I,
I know.
I
It's
got so
frustrating as
mad, bro.
hell.
And I ended the stream. I was like, oh my god, and I think Raptor was there or Fat Bubba was in that stream, but I was like, dude, like this sucks. Like I worked so hard. I really thought I was gonna clear that stage. But people are gonna realize the farther you progress in the game, it's gonna be harder for you to even pass a stage. Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm at 36-28. Looking at my friend list, a lot of them are stuck in there too because it is another stage where it includes two different teams.
Hmm.
Uh, but people are still stuck in between, chapter 20s or maybe like late 20s, almost 30. You'll see as the game progress. We're just showing you. It doesn't mean, like, man, I'm never going to reach you. I'm never going to beat that. You are, because the more you
Hmm.
idle in this game, you guys don't realize your characters are leveling up at a very fast rate. Once you beat that 240 threshold, the limit break, like you don't need to really spend on fighter EXPs at all or breakstones. You could get that through idling, unless you really want to level fast enough. But literally, you idling every single day from all the chests or all the events, all the 8 hour, 24 hour chests that you get, you can easily level up. Like from me, I ran out of breakstones from level 305, I believe. Once I uh, broke the 240 threshold, I had enough breakstones for level 3 or level 305. and I just idled it away. I thought about whaling and buying the poison packs, but then I tell myself, is it even worth it? It's really not, because I just theorized like my characters on my main account is level like 335 now, and that's just me idling. That's not that's me either just doing dailies or doing an event, but I have not spent a poison pack in a while because I'm over here just I stopped. I literally stopped purchasing divination tickets
Yeah.
because it's easy to get them now. I'm
So
glad that the game is
I will say
well.
this as a place. So I know you're at 36, and for those watching and wondering where the hell I'm at in terms of stopping, so I went from 400 div tickets to 800 div tickets or 900 div tickets from just literally not spending and just collecting from rewards, from the faction towers, from PvP, for the final showdown. Right, they were giving a ton away. Like it was crazy how much they were giving away. And
Yeah.
I'm now hitting a wall now at 273 per tower, and I can't advance. So I'm not getting any more div tickets. I'm officially done. Like I'm stopped easily now at this point, right? Um, Easily a little, but it takes so much more time than spending it all. Yeah, no, no. And Ginyu's right. Like it's not easy to advance in this game. Let's what I think what Mark is trying to say is you will eventually if you idle. I think that's the point. It's not easy to advance because here's the thing: a lot of free to play players have hit 36, right? And I remember seeing this comment. Shout out to Tixas. Someone was like, "Oh, Payne paid $13,000 to get to 39, while Tixas free to play is at 36." But I'm like, you guys don't realize when you get to two teams, three teams, four teams, yeah, free to play, you're stuck there for a long time. You're not moving anywhere because good luck trying to get three, four teams maxed out to do that content, right? You're not really supposed to be there for a long time. I'm stupid. Like stupidity. Like when you think of the word stupid, look at it in the dictionary. Payne's face should pop up. Like you should see a picture of me smiling like this, like a smile like this, and it's embarrassing because I didn't whale for a whole year, and then I went straight to like I went 0 to 100 like real fast, right? But if I did what everyone else is doing that's free to play, being an intelligent player that I am, and I know I am because I make these guides, right? I think you and I, even if you didn't spend, we would be almost at 36 as free to play without having to
Yeah.
spend a penny. You know what I mean? But I think with that being said, our content as whales has given the masses the ability, or the masses, I say masses, people who watch us, right? Has given them the ability and insight to see what's required to get there faster, right? And I think without a lot of that information out there, let's be real. If I didn't make my I spent 13K on this account video, I'd be a nobody right now. 100% on YouTube,
Yeah.
I'd be a nobody. Nobody would have looked at me. Nobody would have
Correct.
watched my content because I just came back from a year of content. So, as much as people want to talk shit about whales and all that jazz, it's exciting to see the accounts.
Yeah.
Because what's the
And then
first thing you get, Mark?
that's honestly why. Like
Yeah.
that's how I
Like
even
what's the
introduced.
first? Here's
Yeah.
my top two questions. Right, top two questions of all time. How much did you spend on your account, and what do you do for a living? Nobody gives a fuck where I'm at in the game. Nobody cares about like. I mean, sorry guys, it's Paying After Dark. It's really late. I'm allowed to swear. Just so you know, if you're a kid and you're watching, you should be asleep. Um, Papa Pain advice. But yeah, no, I mean saying like as much as people want to talk trash about whales, it's unfortunate that whale content is so wanted. People want to see whales summon massively. They want to see whales fail. They want to see whales succeed. So like it's crazy to me that a lot of the free to play players shun the whales, but at the same time, I understand where they're coming from because when you look at Arena, for example, I've seen a lot of free to play players build amazing teams, but because their CP is like 48 million less, they get one stomp with Bison coming in, AoE, and they're all dead. Like literally one shot AoE. So it's unfortunate. Like I wish they would balance things out. And I think Duel, for an example, is that that mode that we have Duel. I
Yeah.
think that really helps free to play a lot to showcase their skills in this game, and I think that's one of the better PvP modes that I wish they brought out more of. Okay, hold on.
Right.
Before we get any further, I want to ask you a question. I want to
Okay.
ask you a question. Okay, who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
Ooh. I remember someone asked me that on one of my live streams too.
Oh, and I'm
It was,
asking the viewers as well. Viewers, who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
for me personally, I would say Nash, and
Oh, good
that's
choice.
very Yeah, people wouldn't expect me to say
What?
that.
No, he's my
Like,
second
probably,
favorite, so I'm okay with that.
people would tell me like, "Oh, you'd probably pick like a waifu with like massive titties or something." Nah. Honestly, when I was playing Street Fighter, um, I don't remember which one. I think I was playing Street Fighter 4. I was a Nash main because I just liked how his combos look.
Oh, he has sick
Ever,
combos, man.
ever since then, I was like, man, this is a really cool guy. Like, it's not like a guy like, oh my god, like he's super like out there, like he's the main guy. But I don't know. I just ended up liking him, and I'm sure everyone would pick like the main as Ryu or Akuma or Chun
Hmm.
Li or any other ones. But for me personally, I would just choose Nash, bro. I liked him, and
So
plus I wore
we're
glasses,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, no.
So
Nash is amazing for two reasons. Number one, he has the best taunt of all time. In Street Fighter Alpha, if I didn't throw a sonic boom at your face and say too easy on a constant
yeah,
basis, you weren't fighting the wrong guy. Like Nash in his yellow vest and everything, it was just like the coolest shit ever. I wish he was Guile and Guile was Nash and he died and became a cyborg, etc. Right? So I want to go through here. I want to go through a couple people's comments here and just kind of talk about some of these units. What do you think about Dudley? Did you play Street Fighter 3?
no, I didn't play
Okay.
Street
So
Fighter
Street Fighter
3.
3 Dudley was fucking insane. If you knew how to combo a Street Fighter 3, I want more cash said that. Dudley was incredible. Colron said Dan, listen, I have a lot of love for Dan. Okay, because my buddy and I when we played Street Fighter Alpha, it was
He's like
Dan
the
versus
troll
Ro.
character,
Yeah, yeah,
literally.
Dan versus Rolento on a common basis. Rolento was his character, Dan was mine, and I'd always do Dan's super taunt roll. Like he would roll and just do the taunts nonstop. It was one of the
Yeah.
most epic things in the game. So shout out to Dan, funny ass character. We got a little Ryu, Sakura's, Akumas. I think those are fairly common. We got an Abigail here. That's a unique one. I don't see Abigail very often. We got a Kage, which I think is the evolved form of Evil Ryu. Like that's the last form of Evil Ryu.
Yeah.
Cody. It's funny. Cody gets in the list once in a while, and I love Guy. Guy's one of my favorite Alpha characters because he had a lot of the moves where you didn't know which way to block, whether it's up block or down block. So Cody's interesting because Cody and Guy are from Final Fight. And someone mentioned this, but every Street Fighter game has Cody and Guy, but no Hager. Even though Hager was the main character in all the Final Fight games, so I never understood that either. I don't know if it's because he's too close to Zangief and he was a wrestler, but anyways, that always threw me off. Chun Li, Karma says Chun Li. Urian, that's an interesting one. I haven't seen that name in a long time. Cammy's good. I'm good with that. Mad Ryu, bro, get out of here with Mad Ryu. There's no Mad Ryu. This is just for this game. There's Evil Ryu and there's regular Ryu. Mad Ryu is like he stubs his toe on a rock. It doesn't really exist. Vega and
Right.
Gen. Who else we got? Hold on. Just M Bison, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sagat is
Demon.
incredible. Love Sagat. Blanca's good. Yeah, I got Kens. I got a couple Kens here and there. You Ken lovers. Uh, I got Jury Feet Lover. Oh God. Who else we got? 100. Sean. Sean is not bad. I have to admit. I didn't like Sean design, but I like the fact that he was trained by Ken. That was cool. Yuri and Gil. Final Fight was going to be Street Fighter 89. Yeah, I know that. Hager has the same moves as Zangief. Absolutely. Anyways, thanks for you. So thank you guys for sharing. So yours is Charlie Nash. Mine is going to be hmm. It's a
It's
toss up because
yours.
I love Ryu as a character and as a folklore character. But my favorite character is Gotetsu, and I think I made a video about this for some of you that know.
Oh,
Do you know who Gotetsu is?
interesting. Yeah, I
Okay,
do, which is kind of funny for you to say that. I was not
yeah,
expecting for you to say.
yeah. So Gotetsu, for those who don't know, Gotetsu is Ryu and Goken's and Akuma's master. He is the one who taught them the Satsu no Hado, and Akuma killed him because he thought he was holding him back and took his bead necklace. So Gotetsu was the OG creator of the fighting style. So my love for him goes so deep, but they never, ever, ever put him in any video game. So I'm hoping that Street Fighter Duel does a little bit of justice and puts the OG of the style, the creator of the style, in the game one day. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. All right, let's talk about something else real quick here. Podcast. I brought this up
Okay.
to you plenty of times.
Right.
Here's my idea, guys. I'm going to throw this out to the rest of you guys, okay? And this is the viewers as well. I want to do a podcast, a three-way podcast. It comes out so weird. when you say it that way. With
Yeah, three-way ball, dude.
yeah,
That's how you know it's a sausage fest,
yeah, it's a
bro.
sausage fest. It's unfortunate. There's a three-way
It is.
podcast here with Mark and Hazing, and every week or every second week, I ideally would like to bring another content creator onto our show and feature them. And perhaps if somebody fits the mold and works well, keep them on as a fourth member. So I would love to hear, Mark, your idea behind that, or what your thoughts behind that, and then also I want to hear the viewers what you guys think uh, from an idea of having a podcast based program once a month. And I think, oh no, sorry, once a week. And I think the way we do it is like part one would be like on take care, Darren. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for joining. So it would be like part one on my channel, part two on Mark's channel, part three on Hazing's channel, for example. So you guys can watch it on three different ones, right? So what do you think about that?
I think that's a really great idea. The only problem is what it's easier said than done. You know, like you said, we're all in different parts of the world. We don't live in the same,
Mm-hmm.
area, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
time difference is going to be the challenging part. You would have to make sacrifices, but I mean, of course, making sacrifices to make content for the community, of course, that is going to be worth it. We're not like, yeah, I just want to clarify this with you guys. We are not going to be doing this for the money. It's literally just to make content for you guys, to hang out with you guys, and just because we like to just chill and have a good time, you know. Um, so it's a really great idea. I like that, the fact that we can include more and more content creators, maybe like some newer content creators, or just a smaller fan base, but this just to shed some light. Because I mean, I see myself, I'm still a really small content creator compared to you. But I'm glad that Street Fighter Duel, this game came out regardless of me being a whale in this game or free to play. I put a name for myself in this game, and the fact that I got to not just meet you, Payne. I met a lot of great people in this game. The fact that I created so many friendships and a lot of like I built a lot of bridges just playing this game, which is really crazy to me. Like I would have never thought this game would be for me. It changed like my lifestyle. It changed the friends that I talk to, and I gotta thank this game in a way. That's also one of the reasons why I still cover this game to this day.
Yeah.
Not because whether if the game is ripping us in the ass of like doing a shitty event or anything like that, but I just want to thank this event or this game for just creating the opportunity for me, new people, new content creators, put myself in a position where I can also grow. Because of course, going making YouTube videos, your main goal is to grow. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
grow my channel. Um, but I mean, I'm glad. Like when I started covering this, like you were saying that I was just a car guy, but I was making content with my cars back then. But it's hard. It's not consistent because you got to spend money to make content, buy
Yeah.
car parts, all that. At least in this game, I can just talk to you guys and show you guys how I progress on a day-to-day basis. This game always brings a new event every week, and it's something that you can always just cover. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's just being humbled about it. Like when I show you guys my account or say, oh, okay, this is a whale account, I don't show it to brag. It's not even that. It's just to show you guys like you can make your account this far. All you have to do is play the game. I might have done it sooner, but it's not saying that you're not going to be able to get there. You know what I mean? So it's just for me. I just gotta thank the game from the bottom of my heart, as well as you. Like I reached out to you. If you guys did not know, I was not friends with Peyton Blade. Like I met him through the Baldies Guild, and I saw his picture of him being or complaining. Actually, it's like, man, I gotta do 3 teams, and it's 37-40. And this is another touch up to what you said earlier. People want to see that. Me personally, I wanted to see that as a guy spending money myself. I'm like, damn, like how does it look like to get there? So that's why I reached out to you. I wanted to make a video, and you were even telling me, it's like, man, this you making this video might actually lose viewers because people are gonna get scared. And I understand that. Like, I understand they're gonna get scared, but at the same time, like what you were saying, they're also going to be interested. Of course, I would want to see how this game looks at this end. It's like stuff like that. So whether our videos either bring an audience or scare the audience away, I mean, just as long as you enjoy it. I enjoy making the videos. I've never once uploaded a video making this game. I'm like, man, why did I upload that? The only one I guess I regret was when I did not realize you did not need to SSS plus 5 a character to beat the 240 threshold.
I know. I know.
I'm sure a couple original people who are watching this right now watched that video of mine. I ended up wailing to on divination because my bison was stuck at 239, and there was no how-to videos because the game is brand new. My characters were stuck at 240, I think, or 239. And I'm like, man, it's saying like your character is not good enough to go through or whatever. So I was like, fuck, do I need to max out the character to get to 270 or 300? So I literally made a summoning video trying to max out my bison. Just for the very next day, all I needed was to just get
The
all my
triple S.
characters to
Yeah.
240.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was so bad.
Yo, you live and you
It was
learn.
good content. It was
Yeah.
good content for a little bit. The thing is, I was like, I probably could have saved a lot more money if I knew ahead of time. But there's no guide on how to play this game. That's why you end up creating the guide for the people to not make the same mistakes
Yeah.
as you.
No, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, so what we'll do, guys. We'll go ahead and do a podcast. I'll work with Hayes, which is we might need to get a caption for him because he's sometimes really hard to understand because of his accent. But I I think Pain. That's me, for God's sakes. I think myself, Mark, and Hazink. I think it will have a really good base for a podcast. And again, I'm a father. Hayes is a father. Mark is, a father when he wants to be, whenever he decides to be one day.
Yeah.
So we
Just
we
some
can convince.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll definitely create a podcast, guys. We'll probably do it on our channels, and we're going to most likely talk about everything, not just Street Fighter. But I think, yeah, I mean, Mark, you can talk about cards because you got a lot of good suggestions. I could talk about nonsense, and we'll just it'll be a great old time. And I think the podcasts I did in the past lasted about an hour. They were a great time, and we talked about animes, mangas, movies, music, etc. So look forward to that, guys. We'll come up with a name. We'll come up with something, and we'll make a video about it when it's ready. Um, with that being said, let's I want to go to the viewers for a second because I think we've done a lot of talking. Okay, I think this is now we're an hour and 17 minutes in. I want to know for you guys, what do you guys want from us as content creators for content? What do you guys need most? And not only that, tell us what you guys think about the game right now. Are you guys playing other games? Is there anything you guys want us to try? Do you want our channels to expand somehow? Like, give us some feedback here because this is the time to do it, right? And I'm gonna be real with you, Mark, while we're waiting for this. Leafs do suck, by the way. I am gonna say this real quick.
Wait, what'd you say?
So talk about how the Leafs suck. They do suck. Hey, Payne, are you going to make Street Fighter content, not SFD, and maybe host a tournament? Yes, I am. So that's a very good question, Raptor. I want to talk about that real quick. When Street Fighter 6 comes out, Mark is going to cover it. I'm going to cover it. We're going to do content versus content creator fights. It will happen, and we'll do viewers. And we'll be doing. Excuse me. We'll be doing viewers versus content creators as well. So 100%, guys, that will be happening. I'll be doing some more PS5 streams as well, personally. So before we go anywhere else, Mark, is there anything on your channel that's coming up that you want to talk about?
Oh, okay. So I have it right here. I don't know if you guys watched the video. I ended up getting a fight stick recently. I'm trying to refreshen my skills, especially in Street Fighter 5, because I know Street Fighter 6 is coming out real soon. I've been playing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I love that game. I feel like that is the game. But Street Fighter 6, I'll be covering. I'm gonna try to get better as well. I'm not like a Justin Wong or a Punk type of player, right? But I'm pretty decent. So I'm gonna be creating content for that game because I feel like at this point, with the amount of how the algos go for my channel, a lot of fighting games and Street Fighter related would be, I guess, up to date or content for my channel, which I just have to realize and accept. You know, I can progress and go through different gacha games or what I like. I'll probably still do that. But honestly, personally, for me, fighting games and Street Fighter as a whole, I have a good passion about. Um, I know some of you probably watched me from my Honkai Star Rails or for my Higan, but you know, like personally, like I'll play it from the side, but it doesn't really drive the same passion for me to actually play it every day as well how Street Fighter Duel is or any fighting game. But I had to literally grab my PS5 up and upstairs because it was just like in the background for so long. I have not touched my PS5 because I felt like there was no good game whatsoever. Call of Duty, I used to play that when I was younger, but now it's just like an 8 year old is probably gonna kill me a million times. Like that's how good
I
these
agree.
first person
I don't touch those,
shooter,
man.
like these kids are so good at the shooting games now, like way better than when I was in high school playing Call of Duty or Black Ops 1 and all that stuff. But fighting game has always still been my passion. Street Fighter, I feel like the new Street Fighter 6 is going to be game changing from like all the previous ones, especially how they're kind of not making it like an MMO, but they're making like the concept of the game on the online, how you could create your own character,
Yeah.
mix up their combos. I find that like a really great feature. And I already know if the longevity of the Street Fighter Duel game is going to be with the collabs for either that game or anything upcoming. I'm sure that they have so much more ideas to implement in this game. Because if you guys think about it, Street Fighter Duel, right? When Street Fighter 6 comes out, I'm not saying collab character, but wouldn't you think there's a Street Fighter 6 event that's going to come up in the game? It's
I
only
don't think
right,
so. I don't think
right?
so.
So, no?
No, no, I don't think so.
So it's just like it's just an outreach. Who knows though? Who knows?
And I think the reason why is because I think they only have licenses for specific Street Fighter games, which is unfortunate.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. But
Yeah,
still,
the
I mean, it was a good.
Street Fighter 4, I think. Yeah,
But I mean,
listen, Steve, I agree. Steve said they need to make a new Darkstalkers. I totally agree with Darkstalkers. What they really need to make a brand new of is a brand new copy of SNK versus Capcom 2 or 3. Like 3 never came out, but 2 like needs to come out again because it was literally the best fighting game of all time. I don't care what anybody here says. I'll fight you about it. I swear to God. Street Fighter SNK versus Capcom 2, hands down the greatest fighting game ever made. So if anybody has a copy or can let me know where to find one so I can play online and get my butt whooped, I would love that. Like, love it, love it, love it.
So here's a good question, then. Out of my personal question for you, what do you think is your favorite game of all time from you
Chrono
playing
Trigger.
it? Not because of the name or how many people are playing
Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, here. I'm going to show you guys Chrono Trigger, okay? Because some of you guys have never seen or heard this game ever because you're too young to even know what the hell Chrono Trigger is. I'm going to show you guys Chrono Trigger. For those who have never played a Chrono Trigger in your life, you're about to be astonished right now. You ready? Hold on. Let's go. Let's do this. Pass it over here. All right, Mark, I'm taking over your screen on my screen for a sec. Greatest game of all time. Okay, I'm going to put my face down here. And you guys can date me all you want, okay? Date me all you want. I'm old as hell and I don't care about it. But this here, guys, Squaresoft. That's how old I am. They weren't even Square Enix yet. Squaresoft. Okay, check it out.
Look at that, 13 years ago. Sheesh.
Look at this. No, this is more than 13 years ago. This only got loaded 13 years ago.
Yeah.
The game is 94. Can you even see the graphics? So here's what made this game amazing. First off, it was the most unique RPG experience of all time. Best storyline ever. Best characters ever. The actual drawer for Dragon Quest and Dragon Ball drew all the characters. The most immersive role-playing game experience with the best soundtrack ever created. Like, ever created. I kid you not when I say this. So, Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time. So, I'm going to toss it to you. What's your favorite game of all time?
For me personally, bro, it has to be Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, you are a straight fighter, eh? Like, Marvel,
Dude,
now I'm afraid to fight you.
I literally, because like I was born in the Philippines, so in the Philippines, growing up over there, There's this
You're like
huge mall
family.
called SM Mall, right? I would
Yep.
always go there growing up in the arcades, and all the arcades would not all of them, but every time I go to the arcade, I have to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. My team alone would always be um, Captain Commando, uh, Psylocke, because I thought she was pretty hot when I was like, 6, 7 years
Psylocke is
old.
hot.
And then on top of that, in the end, I would have what's that called? I would have War Machine, not Iron Man. I just like
Oh yeah, War Machine. Yeah. I used Cable a lot. Cable was my man.
Cable was nice. I liked using Storm, but what pissed me off is every single second, all you hear is like either moan or like ha ha
Yeah.
ha. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it got so annoying, I had to stop playing her, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. It's funny you say you're from the Philippines because my wife is half Filipino. I don't know if you know that.
See, this is why we get along, bro.
Yeah, that's why we get along. My wife is half Filipino. She is half Filipino, half Austrian. So my
Oh,
kids
nice.
are a quarter Filipino, and we have yet to go back because she's never been there.
Yeah, it's been a long time
have
for
you
me, bro.
have you been back since you were since you've been moved here?
2009.
That's
2009 has
long.
been the last time, and I do plan to come back maybe next year. It really just depends when it comes to to work and stuff. Because when you go to the Philippines, bro, the flight itself is what's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
flight there, 16 hours, and that's straight. That's not you with layovers. If you do layovers, that's probably gonna reach the 20 hours. But a 16-hour flight, and then the thing is they're ahead of you for a day, so that's already going to throw you off. If you look at the time right now, well, for you, what is the time? It's like about to be 1, right? 1
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah, some point.
1 a.m. for you there, it's 4 p.m. the next day for them, so they're living in the future in a way. in a way.
Hold
In a
up,
way.
hold up. Sorry, bro. Keep talking, guys. My wife needs a lozenge. I got a husband duty. I'll be right back. Keep talking, bro. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back.
All good, all good. What am I gonna say? Let me read the comments in the meantime. About Final Fantasy VII has a special place in my heart. Speaking about Final Fantasy, bro, Final Fantasy X was also my favorite game of all time. I grew up playing that. I spent many hours playing that game. Lulu has been my favorite character in that game, and you guys should know the reason why. But Final Fantasy X, that game was my favorite, man. Final Fantasy VI is favorite. Pain is your opinion. What game is your least favorite? Oh, that's a good question. I'll probably ask him when he comes back. The Witcher 3 made me fall in love with gaming again. Huh, that's interesting. The Witcher 3 though, I've never played any of the Witcher games. Like, what is that game even about? I always hear about it, but I never bothered to play it. So, interesting. Tifa when she hops. Persona 5, Smash Ultimate, Monster Hunter Rise, Apex Legends, just so many good ones. That's honestly interesting. So, like, when it comes to anime games, I guess at this point, I'm stuck in between Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts. As a series, Kingdom Hearts actually for me would beat Final Fantasy. It just because I always just love playing Sora and then just seeing all the Disney characters playing with you. I always like that game.
All right, I'm back.
Juwan, something Mark, bro. You got two GOAT legends of what is it? I don't even know what that is. Of Dragoon?
Oh, Legend of Dragoon. Oh, Legend of Dragoon is an absolute classic. Listen, if you guys are talking RPGs, I played every RPG probably ever made. Like it's sad. Witcher
I
games are
was
incredible.
I was just talking to them about it, and it made me realize, bro. Final Fantasy X and the whole Kingdom Hearts series is also my favorite. But
That's really
I was
good too.
talking
Yes.
about Final Fantasy X. My favorite character was Lulu, and you guys should know the reason why.
Oh God.
It's not just the trendy Cammy jiggle physics, bro. You have to see Lulu jiggle physics. That's
Vandal Hearts was incredible. Vagrant Story was incredible. Witcher 3 is absolutely a masterpiece. Karma's asking, what's our favorite food? Hmm.
Food.
I can't tell you my favorite food on this channel, but if we're
Wait,
talking about real food,
wait,
um,
wait.
if we're talking about real food
Why?
though, it is. I think it's. And this is a sad segue into it. This is really bad, but it's sushi. I love sushi. This is a really bad segue into what I just
That's
said.
sushi. Sushi.
But yeah, yourself, Mark. Are you
For
into adobo?
me,
Are you into Filipino food?
man, I eat that all the time.
See.
Um, Before I actually live streamed with you, I was eating sinigang. I'm sure you kind of know
Oh
that,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
it's the tangy, kind of sour, not really, but it's a sour, tangy soup. With you could go with fish or pork. Um, I literally grew up eating Filipino food, bro. And then yeah, I grew up eating it so much to where it's funny when you eat Filipino food at home, especially all the time. When you go out, you do not want to eat any Filipino food. It doesn't matter if it's a really good restaurant. You'd rather go to either eat some Indian food or Mexican food or anything else, other than Filipino, because you eat that at home. You eat it
Yeah,
so much, right?
yeah.
So it's like you just want the variety. Me personally, I love sushi, bro. Like nigiri. Like I don't eat rolls. Like I don't eat
Mm.
sushi rolls. Like I would eat the sushi raw because I
Look at
just
the.
love. Yeah, I just love sushi, man.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I'm all about the sushi. I'm all about that for sure.
Yeah,
Say, there's a lot of people here know the Filipino food, bro. I don't know if you're looking at chat, but there's
I
some
haven't been
Filipino.
seeing this
You
actually.
you know what's crazy about Filipino culture? Like I
What's
grew
up?
up with a lot of Filipino friends before I got married to a Filipino. Like I'm second. This is my second wife. I've been freshly divorced, but I got divorced. I was married to a Chinese girl before that. Married a Filipino girl. I don't know if it's a trend. I don't know what it is with me and Asians,
Yeah,
but
bro. You're here
um,
culturing, or you're here colonizing fucking
yeah,
Asian women.
yeah, exactly. This weird Russian Afghan is here doing this stuff, right? So, but
Oh
like
my god.
the weirdest thing about it is like, um, I grew up with all Filipino friends, and I didn't realize how because as a kid you don't really think about culture and all that stuff. You don't ask your friends anything. As guys, especially, we don't talk to one another about anything. It's just like stupid shit, not 24/7 basketball, cars, you name it, like girls. But as I grew up, I didn't realize how much of the Filipino culture was influenced by Spain. Because again, I'm an immigrant, so I didn't come to this country with all that knowledge. But when I met my wife, it's crazy. Like all of her cousins' names are Ricardo, Valentino, and I'm like, what the? But but you guys love using like I have a Tito boy, I have a Tita Julie, I have a Tito Blue now. Like what? Why blue? I gotta ask the
Oh,
question. Why blue, bro? Why
yeah.
blue? Is it like a is like
So
a is like a color?
honestly, so that I don't know, honestly. But if you
No.
ever realize, in the Filipino culture, it doesn't matter who you are. I could just meet you, but I would call you either Kuya, which means brother, or
Mm.
Tito, which is uncle,
His uncle, yeah.
because in the Philippines, it's very like family orientated. Whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, um, they just like to make you feel like comforting. Like okay, like well, I'm a stranger, but I'm gonna still call you family. Just that alone, just that aspect is gonna make you not just enjoy being around that person's company, but make them feel welcome. Like I'm not just gonna ignore you because I don't fucking like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't work that way. And I don't want to interrupt myself, but Richard, I know you've been talking about me on the chat. I do see you. I'm sorry that I've been um, skipping everything that you've been saying. But Richard Lore, he was the one who asked me about Nash. So a shout out to him. He's been on pretty much on all my streams. So I gotta give you a shout because like a couple of the people that are in here have always been on my stream. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys that have been supporting me. Like when I was telling Payne about streaming for the first time, I was honestly scared because I don't want to just have a stream of like one or two people watching me. Well, that's what I was anticipating. I just thought no one wanted to watch me live, but the
I'm
fact
glad you
that
went
I'm
live, bro.
having
I'm glad
people,
you went live.
yeah, like the type of people that are over here watching my content all the time, commenting and just hanging out with me when I go live stream. It makes it really enjoyable. that's the different aspect that made me love YouTube even more, and especially this game, is because of the community that I joined in. The certain individuals that are there, they could just not watch me play this game, but they're still gonna watch the content that I make. So that I just want to give a shout out to all you guys. Like I just want to say thank you, as well as bringing me to this live stream. So hopefully
Yeah, no,
many
no,
more.
for sure, for sure. Before we drop off, guys, real quick, I want to give a shout out to my boy Karma. Uh, Give me
Karma,
one sec.
man.
Can you link me the
Yep.
video of my bloopers? Shout out to him for two reasons. Number one, he does incredible work for intros and video editing. So Karma is Karma Turn right now, Karma 10. I don't know why he has his name that way, but um,
Mhm.
give him love. Check out his content, guys. If you guys are looking for somebody who can make intros for you or video editing, that's your dude. He's been doing this from day one for me. He's made all my intros from day one, and he's fantastic at doing it. So, Karma, thank you so much. And I introduced him to Mark, and Mark, he's done all your stuff for you as well too.
Yeah, Karma
Um,
does everything for me. So I gotta thank you for even directing me to Karma. I speak to Karma pretty much every time as well too. He
yeah,
always hooks me up with really great content. He knows the type of vibes that you would like. So if you just give him the idea, he'll do it for you. Depending, it doesn't matter what game. It could be Street Fighter. It could be any other um, type of game that you want to cover. But he is the guy. Like
yeah.
honestly, like I wish he can just edit all of my videos for me too, but it's like, oh my god, that's just so much work thinking about
But yeah,
it.
yeah, no, it's so I don't edit personally, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Karma did for me a long time ago. All right, so you guys let me know when you guys can see it. But give me a sec, Mark. I'm gonna just pop out of here for 2 seconds. Show the
Jay
chat.
the Light Seeker, he just commented the podcast name could be Only Fighters
Yeah,
Pod.
I saw that. I saw that. All right, hold on. Let
Interesting
me know
name.
if you
That's
guys.
a good one.
Let me know if you guys can see this. I don't know if this is working. Oh, but it needs sound. It has to 100% have sound. So 1 second here. So Karma made this a long time ago without me knowing he was recording my ass. Uh, it's I don't edit, so I don't know what you guys are talking about personally. Um, I
Yeah.
don't have this issue personally, but hold on a sec, guys. Let me see if this is gonna work. Oh, it has sound. You guys can hear it perfect. Okay. So this is embarrassing as fuck. This is all my Ninja Tribes memes. Okay. Karma made this a long time ago, and I'm still embarrassed every time I watch this. But I've done some stupid shit on live streams.
Did you wake up with morning wood? Who doesn't? You should wake up with morning wood. It's the proper way to wake up. What a puppet. What a damn puppet. Rich,
I can't hear it honestly. Oh, actually, you can hear it, but I muted the YouTube, so I can't hear it at the same
I'm
time.
not hip, guys. I'm old. Look at me. Look at I have no hair left, man. Like, come on. Drip, there is a cap. So back in my day, drip was swag and fly. I don't know. Drip is a new thing for you guys. Um, what's the other one? Cap. Cap is just not gonna lie. That was my thing. I'm getting old. Tyree, I saw the shaft.
So embarrassing,
If you
Karma.
click
I
on
still
here,
watch this and I'm
you
like
go
so
to
embarrassed.
this is one of the most pivotal parts of the game. Gaze looking
Damn, that's a different background, bro. Your background's all black. Can't even see anything behind
I
you.
got little too
Yeah, in that moment there, I cussed. It was pretty embarrassing. I like first time cussed it on live stream. I was like,
sexist. There might be some girls watching.
oh, Ninja Tribes.
Ladies
Wow.
and gentlemen, I think is the proper way to say things. So first anniversary event is coming until after this is done. So you can slide right in.
So embarrassing. So embarrassing. These photos, man.
Oh man, you spent a pretty good amount in that game too, huh,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like
One
20K.
player, good. Yeah, you know he's good. Come on,
dude? And then the fact that you can't even log in the game anymore.
I think she'll.
Oh, it's so sad, bro. This is what I mean, right?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Thank you, Karma, for that. By the way, I just want to quickly share that because I always found that to be one of the funniest videos ever. Um, but no, and that's the thing, bro. Like, this is why I'm so hell bent on people not spending, right? Because it's gotten to the point where, like, I know for a fact that these games shut down, and I can be honest with you. When I lost 20K on that game from it shutting down, it never felt good. And that was the day I told myself, number one, quit content creating, and number two, never spend again. And clearly, here we are again, right? Uh, you, Mr. Clean, yeah, I kind of do look like Mr. Clean. That's true. Um, I get Derek Jeter a lot as well. Actually, that's where I get the most. When I lose weight and summer body wise, it's more Derek Jeter. But anyways, guys, I think we've come to the end of this this fantastic little live feed. So real quick, Mark, do you have any final words you want to say?
Oh, yeah. I just want to say, expect a lot to come, especially if you are new looking at my account. My camera is not shitty. Quality, I just really don't even know. It's this Discord, man. Don't blame my camera. My camera is good if you guys watch the videos. Hopefully we could get this fixed. Probably if we use like a different program or something.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing myself literally this whole live stream of like, I feel like I'm in 240p or
That's what I'm
144p.
thinking, man.
I honestly feel like, what is wrong, right? But I just want to say, thank you for having me in your live stream. Which is funny because like you guys think, for the ones that are thinking, is this just all for the content? This is honestly how me and Payne just talk, and we talk. It doesn't have to be in a camera, but we just
Yep.
this is how we vibe, Like so,
Yep.
this is like the honest truth of just how we are. We're not faking anything. We're not doing this for views or for likes. How we talk to you guys right now is literally how we are as a person. So if you guys like to vibe with that, that's great. Continue to support the content. Payne is doing a giveaway soon. I'll just say it right now for you guys. If you watch his videos, of course I watch it because why wouldn't I, right? It's Payne Blade. He is making a giveaway. I believe like $100 Visa
$100.
card. So sure, I'm sure you
$100.
guys want to join into that. I would say I want to because I do want to probably buy another fashion character. Probably I'd rather use
Oh
Payne's
Lord.
money than mine. You know what I mean? But what you have to do, I believe, is comment on that video, talk about yourself, and I believe what favorite something. I forgot what was the requirement. Just watch the video. I'm sure he'll link it to you guys. He'll talk about it as more. It's his giveaway. It's not my money to give away. But don't think like, hey, he's not going to choose me. There's a good chance. Just be
Yep.
genuine. That's all I say. It's not going to be generated. He does read your comments. All the content creators do. So don't think that we're just going to skip over you. So just be genuine. That's all I can say. If you're genuine enough and just talk about yourself and he chooses you, that's great. Just be thankful. This is how the giveaways work. Well, for us, I know some people like the bigger ups or like, of course, it's just generated. But if you really want to win that $100, I know I do. I'm sure Payne will choose you.
Yeah, yeah. So we're so thank you, Mark, again for jumping on. I really appreciate it. So real quick, guys. Scott, have a good night. Scott's a personal friend of mine. I've known him my whole life. So shout out to you, buddy. I don't know why you're awake. Your kids are going to be awake anytime soon too. Actually, they're older, so you're good. Say hi to the wife, Scott. Hope she's doing well. Um, for those who want to win the $100, Mark, thank you first off for joining the live stream. I appreciate it. If you have not, please go to his channel. I'll link it in the description section, guys. Subscribe, check out his stuff. We'll be doing a podcast together soon, so we'll be hearing more of us together. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this. For the $100 contest, thank you for mentioning that. If you guys go to the 10K subscriber giveaway contest, just all you got to do is comment about what was even the comment? I don't even remember. I think it's just make a comment about what gotcha game you want me to play outside of what we have.
Yeah.
And I'm going to choose 20. We'll do a vote. We'll go to 10. I'll pick a random winner. Okay. Um, outside of that, guys, I just want to say simply this: it's an absolute pleasure to have from 20 viewers to 400 viewers to 1,000 viewers. It doesn't matter. I think I can safely say this for Mark and I. The experience of communicating with you guys and being able to grow this community and be part of this community means just as much as growing our own channels. Like for me personally, this is not my goal. I know Mark, it's yours and all the power to you. And I think you'll be successful because you're an amazing guy. Have a good night, Raptor. Thanks for joining. But for everybody here, just know that you're always welcome to these live streams. You're never going to be ridiculed or persecuted for your opinions, and I'm always going to take what you say into consideration. Okay, so please do not ever feel odd or feel stupid with your questions or ever feel like you're going to be shunned. I want this to be an open space for everyone to be able to share their experiences and their voice. So again, thank you guys for joining us for this live stream. I really appreciate it. Mark, thank you again for joining me.
Thanks for having me,
Podcast coming
man.
soon, guys. More details and more content to show up very, very soon. Anyways, guys, it's 1 a.m. I got kids waking up. My wife is mad at me. I gotta go take care of business. All right, guys. This is Payne and Mark. Thank you again. Have a good night, everybody. And
Have a good night,
Peace.
guys. Thanks for joining.